All right, it's officially the start of hay season. I made a couple new purchases to the hay equipment lineup. First thing we got here is a disc mower 3-point Vermeer. It's a 730 is the model. It's a 9-foot cut. I bought this at an auction.
$1,000 $37.5, and now for Mikey's getting nervous. It's $4,000. Sold $37.50.
And then picked it up the next day from an auction site that is fairly local to us, and they do an end of year kind of consignment auction. So we were able to get it loaded up. This is back in December during the winter time. And the goal here with haying is to get rid of all my sickle bars. The first year I made any hay, I just used a 3.7-foot sickle bar. And then last year I used a hay bind that went out on me on last cutting. And there's just a lot of things wrong with it. So just looking to upgrade. But this year I'm going to be using it along with a Discbine that I bought, a John Deere Discbine. I think it's a 926. Again, it's a 9-foot cut, but it's got the crimpers in the back. And it's a whole different style mower. Also, already mentioned it in Grant's video, but got a gooseneck trailer. I'll be using this to haul hay, equipment, anything. We have this trailer on the farm now, and then a pretty nice bumper pole that pulls our skid steer around. So that's 18 feet, tilt deck, and a 5-foot platform. Grant bought this trailer brand new in 2020 when he first started farming, so it's rusted out quite a bit. Gravel roads, salty roads. This will haul round bales, square bales, whatever, all of our equipment and anything. It's just nice to have a deck over a trailer. We have this field behind me that I'll square bale, quite a small field, like 5 acres. And then we have 15 of alfalfa and then another 5 of grass and a couple of waterways, so I don't know, 25 total acres. I'm not covering a lot of acres, but I'm just kind of getting rid of our old equipment here. And so I used this mower for 2 cuttings last year, and I literally pulled it out of a fence line, and it had been sitting for 5+ years. When I was mowing last, this sprocket came up and kind of grooved in. All the bearings and stuff are pretty wobbly and kind of shot. There's just a lot going on. And then on the last cutting, this was jumping off the track a bunch and not riding smoothly and grinding really hard. These are really good mowers. I'm not knocking like hay binds, especially like some of these higher quality ones. And some people will swear by having a sickle bar. There's some truth to sickle bars cutting, like having a cleaner cut than a disc mower. And then the one cool thing about this one, it had a rubber crimper and a steel crimper on the bottom. It did a really good job crimping. A lot of people say that combination is better than 2 rubber rollers. But in my opinion, for my setup, I don't want to spend the money and the time and the effort to go in and fix something that is so old. All the equipment that I've been haying with, I literally bought for scrap price. You're better off just getting a disc mower and being done with it. So that's what we're doing here. I got my John Deere 336 baler. We'll go over this before we run it here on this field. And then we're gonna be getting a tedder and a rake. We'll get this lifted off and see if we can hook it up and test it. All right, well, let's see what happens here. Haven't ran it before. The old 4020 is struggling. She doesn't like to start without starter fluid. Even on today's 88 degrees right now, and it wouldn't start without starter fluid, so she's a little rough. We'll be using my brother's 4020 with the cab for most of the haying this year. All right, now we're gonna turn the PTO on. There's a little bit of metal hitting. It's like they're out of time or something. There's some mice that live in this mower. I should probably take care of that before I use it. All right, it was hitting right here, so I think they're out of alignment a little bit. So I'm just gonna cut her down and it should be good. All right, that should fix that, and then let's just grease it.
We're gonna go take her out for a spin, see if she works. I mean, it's quite a bit of weight out there, 9 foot, but I feel pretty stable. If we were on a hill this way, I wouldn't feel so stable, but we're just gonna clean up along some paths here and make sure everything works good pretty much. All right, I'll say she works pretty good. I haven't even got her full throttle. I think a couple blades were still hitting, so I'll have to check on that. Pretty happy with it. I think I paid $3 grand for it, so I don't know, a nice, lightly used one. It's maybe like 7 to 9 grand. Maybe a brand new one's 12 to 15, so, and we'll get working on the next thing. The next thing that I bought is a 10-wheel speed rake, and then this is a 4-basket tedder. I just got these home. It was about a 2-hour drive to get them, so it was nice to have this trailer, strap them down good. This is in Rossi, I think is how you pronounce it. There are a couple welds on this and stuff. Should be totally good as long as it spins and does its job. This is a Kuhn SR110. The tedder is a 2010 year model. I'm not sure about this. Looks pretty nice. Paint looks good. It's not like sun faded or anything. Tires hold air, look fairly good. And so together I paid 10 grand for this. The rake priced at 7, and then this tedder was priced at 3. Thought that was fair for a 4-basket rake if it works. I thought those were pretty fair deals for it, as long as they work. The rake's pretty nice. Everything looks good. It's not really like rusted or sun faded. Like the paint looks good. Tires are good. It's got hydraulic controls to where you can lower one side down and keep the other side up. I need to get these two unloaded because tomorrow I'm heading to go get a Discbine mower. That's like a 3-hour drive away from here, so gonna use the trailer to load it too, and we'll have to figure out how we're gonna load that because we gotta take the tongue off. All right, then this is the next piece of equipment I bought. This is John Deere 926, so it's a 9-foot Discbine. It's got the rubber rollers, 9-foot cut. I bought this about 3-4 hours away from here. Just got it home. Took us about 2 hours to load it on the trailer. And the only way to load it was to take off the tongue. So we took off the tongue in 2 parts. It's a drawbar, 540 PTO. Obviously that would have been sticking out going down the road. So we actually loaded this by, I didn't video it, but I had the trailer in a ditch. It was in Illinois, and Illinois ditches are very nice. They don't really have steep ditches. Then we had ramps coming here, and we drove it on, lowered down the cylinders, took off the tongue, chained it down. So to get it off here, we're going to forklift, lift, and drive out. This will go on the 4020. Should be perfect. 90 horsepower 4020. I think this is rated 70 or 80 horsepower. Should be totally good. This ended up costing about $8,000. So these were made in the early 2000s. It has somewhere paint faded, but like the rubber rolls look pretty new. Things don't look too beat up. Like those don't look like a lot has gone through it. So, but the paint is faded. It probably sat outside and it comes, this point comes right up. All right, so it's 2-part tongue, which was nice. We were able to break it down, not as heavy. We disconnected the PTO shaft, so we got to reconnect it. I had a rope through it, but it came out. So then this is where we're connecting the splines right here. A bit higher on that. And then up. Up. All right, so we finally got this on. This took like 45 minutes to get that connected, the splines in there. We were fighting ourselves. We didn't have it lined up right. And then Bryce finally realized the issue and we got it. So on this mower, I'm not fixing it right now, but eventually fix this, you know, the 2-point of the tractor. The guy before me would have hit this and cracked it, but the crack only goes so far, so it's not terrible. I'm just gonna get hooked up, get it off the ground, so then we can hook a tractor to it and run the hydraulics. Go ahead. Keep going higher. There we go. So we got it up on the stops here. It's good to go down the road now. We'll pull it with our pickup, bring it back to the shed. Yeah, I gotta put these tarps back on. So I pulled off the tarps and the covers in the front because I didn't want them tearing off when we went down the road. So. So now we got the mower back. I forgot to put this shield on when we connected this shaft, so I just gotta get it off him there. It'll take a minute to slide it back on. Gonna check some things over because tomorrow we will be using it. Getting hooked up to the 4020. Might have to flip that hitch, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna give it a quick test run, make sure everything works good. I'll put these hoses in a better spot once. I got all the adjustments made that I can make in the shop, and so we are ready to go. I ended up washing it, greased everything, topped off oil in the cutter bar. There's 2 sight glasses on the side. Just the whole entire cutter bar has oil, so both side glasses, it's about in the middle. Got my cover back on, and we should be good to go. All tires aired up and everything, so got the hoses up and out of the way. I'll do something more permanent later, but all the other adjustments we'll make in the field. These springs are set so the cutter bar I could lift up with my hand. So it is tilted down a little aggressive, which I'm a little worried about with rocks because there's going to be rocks in the field, but some of the hay is laying down too, so it kind of needed it to be aggressive to get a good cut. This is how we make our adjustment on the windrow. You can make it really narrow. It's kind of a narrow chute. I did measure the actual cutter bar. It's actually like 9 feet, like 10 inches. So it's almost 10-foot cut. This should be a perfect pair with the 4020. The last thing we're getting ready for this hay season is Adam's putting loader on his tractor. So all this is new. This is one of the points you hook up to. Frame, all this was put on the other day. He's been working on it for the past week or two. These were all rusted out. The bolts go in the frame. Just routed new hoses up over the axle. And then he connected to the 2 hydraulics. There's a 3rd hydraulic. So 3 total hydraulics on the tractor. So we'll see. Might have to make a couple adjustments to make sure the loader's lined up. And then this is a loader that he bought. It's a Westendorf. So it was off an International tractor. I think a different one than his. So it should all work. We'll see. So it comes with a bucket. You can disconnect. And then he bought bale forks. So most of the time, I think he's just gonna use it to move round bales, but we'll get this put together and then we will be hauling hay with it once we make hay, and should work good to have a tractor with a loader. I think he's got a 3-point bale sprayer too, so you could have one on the back, one on the front.
So Westendorf is the manufacturer, TA46 is the model, and then B is self-leveling. So
It looks super heavy duty, like no.
it's heavier duty than my tractor.
Yeah.
It's for 190 horse, up to 190 horse tractor.
Top one does what?
We'll go to the bottom. Okay. Got it?
Down more. The bottom's just fighting you. It's hitting.
So then we ended up going on and off maybe 2 or 3 different times. We had to make a couple more adjustments as the loader just wasn't lining up. And for this kind of stuff, you got to get it perfect. It's set, and then you're done messing with it. And we got everything locked into place.
All right, you got it on there, playing with it here. We got everything attached, dialed in, and we're just a little bit of room to play with right here. All right, we got the loader attached. Bale spear's on there, so it came with a bucket, then Adam bought a new bale spear to match the loader, barely fit on there. We got to do something with the hoses, but we will be testing this out when we make hay here in a couple days, and it'll be in the next video. And that concludes all the prep that we're doing for this hay season. We'll be cutting here shortly. So just like last year, we'll be using my 4020 here and then Grant's cab 4020 to make hay this year. And so I think it's gonna go a lot smoother having some proper equipment and not dealing with sickle bars, especially I never had them set up correctly. Thank you guys for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.